With over 1 billion active users, TikTok has cemented itself as a social media titan, but with all those people on the app, it should come to no surprise that there are people out there that would do some horrible things for clout, or think that just because they have a huge following, they can get away with anything. In this video, we're taking a look at people who have done exactly that and have faced the consequences. This is what happened to these cancelled TikTokers. First up is Tix and Roses, who posts videos of herself pretending to have Tourette's and showing that most of the time she couldn't even get through a sentence without having a tic. At the time, she was also running a yarn dyeing business, and this is relevant as it revealed some important information leading to the discovery of her fraudulent TikToks. She had live streams on the Stardust Fiber Studio account of her in 2020 that lasted for almost 2 minutes, and she didn't tic once, despite saying that she had Tourette's since she was 6 to 7 years old. Her excuse for this was that she could sometimes make short videos without having tics, but this didn't fool people for long, as shortly after someone on Reddit discovered another unedited live stream of her over 50 minutes long without a single tic. To try and combat this, she posted a video of her showing a letter from her last consultation, but once again people found multiple mistakes in her letter, proving that it was most likely fake. And to put the metaphorical nail in the coffin, her sister then found out what she was doing and posted on Reddit saying that she doesn't believe Emerald has Tourette syndrome and they never showed any symptoms as a child. After this, she knew the act was up, and shortly after, her TikTok account was deleted. But where is she now? Well, she's completely disappeared off social media, with not only her Tix and Roses account gone, but a business and its social media accounts, as they have seemed to have been completely wiped off the internet, with the only remaining account being the Stardust Fiber Studios TikTok, which hasn't seen an upload since June of 2021. But what did happen after she left TikTok affected a lot of people, as other people who made videos about Tourette's, raising awareness for an illness they genuinely had, were being called fake and frauds, proving that what Tix and Roses did had a lasting effect on other creators who genuinely had Tourette's and are just trying to raise awareness. The next person on this list is Gemini Official, who was first exposed by a TikToker called STFU Lily, who was 15 years old. She claimed that she met Gemini at a creator event, and he later messaged her asking her to meet at a hotel.
And he asked me to come over. The first night he asked me to come over, it was a Thursday, and I said no because I had school the next day. And then the next day he asked me again to come over, and I told him I couldn't go over there, I couldn't drive because I was 15, and I told him that. And a few hours later, around midnight, he asked me to come over again and offered to get me an Uber. I was already in a pretty bad mental space at the time, and I had just had something happen that day that put me into an even bigger hole. So in a moment of weakness, I agreed, and I got in the Uber and I went over there.
Gemini then posted his first apology, but it wasn't much of an apology, as he claimed that he didn't know she was 15 until after they got together, but then after he found out, he continued to talk to her, even asking her to do sexual stuff on FaceTime.
Now, I do want to say that I really didn't know that she was 15 when I got with her. I paid for her Uber, she came and hung out with me, we got with each other, and that was a situation. After the fact, I found out that she was 15 and I still kept talking to her. So much so that I asked to FaceTime fuck, which is completely disgusting.
And from then on, it was bad apology after bad apology, with him releasing multiple 20-minute videos trying to get people to forgive him, but you can't get around the fact that what he did was illegal and that he admitted to doing it. During this, a lot of creators made videos trying to educate people on what Gemini Official had done, with others sharing their personal experiences with him.
Gemini Official, you disgust me. You took advantage of a 15-year-old girl, a child. You lied to me and manipulated me into believing you and taking your side, and then you blamed your actions on her. You don't deserve your platform.
After this, he privated his TikTok and his account was finally taken down after around a month of big creators trying to get him off the app. But where is he now? Since having his account deleted, he has tried to come back multiple times, with the most notable one being when he tried to come back under a new name called Zero, basically doing a full rebrand. But again, this didn't work, and I couldn't find a single trace of Gemini on any social media, other than videos exposing him, with my guess being that he's given up trying to come back to the internet altogether. New Main is next and is known as one of the biggest copycats on TikTok. In my opinion, people can get inspired from other people's content and copy aspects of videos while adding a personal touch, making it a new experience to watch, but New Main, or Kane, is on a new level of copying. When a TikToker called Joey Bailey called him out for copying his content pretty much word for word, New Main messaged him on Instagram trying to scare him into deleting the videos.
Alright, now listen bro, you can kindly take it down and we can just be chilling. I cut out. Yeah, you can kindly take it down and we can just, be cool and move on from all this. Or you can just leave it up and have a lot of enemies from here on out.
After this, more and more people started to get enemies by exposing him for copying their content, and his excuse and defense for what he had done was awful.
It's not who made it first, it's who does it better. Who gives a about some little copy content? Like, I'm an actor, I'm not a writer, I'm not a storyteller. You give me a script, I will nail that. I'm not gonna think of it, no, but I'm gonna make yours better.
But where is he now, and is he still copying people's content? He still has his TikTok account with 3.2 million followers, but like Gemini, he's done a full rebrand to just be called Kane, as people associate his name New Main with copying, so I'm guessing he thought this would help. But he still gets comments like, "The original is better, time to find the original," and "Who did you copy this time?" And this is probably deserved, as with one search I found the original to his second latest video, showing that he still copies most of his content from other creators. The fourth person in this list is Only JS. In 2021, some old messages of her from 2016 got leaked, showing Only JS saying the N-word multiple times over Instagram messages. After 3 days, JS broke the silence by posting an apology on TikTok, but the apology was not received very well by the community, as it seemed like just another one of those infamous YouTuber sigh and cry apologies. Shortly after this, JS lost all of her sponsors, even losing a Netflix podcast she had called Know It All. But JS wanted to make things right, so in her apology she said,
"So I want to take this time to take a step back and share my platform with some amazing Black creators who are going to tell their story to try and educate others on the trauma that happens when we use this kind of language."
Although she agreed to collaborate with a creator called Aunt Karen, it didn't go as planned and just ended in more public controversy, ultimately ending with JS not following through with her promise to Aunt Karen, with her posting a TikTok of her screaming.
7 videos about it!
JS's reputation as someone who can't handle hate comments has only led to people commenting more hate, because they know that even the slightest thing could set her off and get a rise out of it. And a petition to ban her with almost 450,000 signatures can't have been easy for her to see, considering how different that is from a simple TikTok comment. I mean, people can't have liked her that much, considering to sign a petition it's not just one simple button, you have to make a whole ass account. But anyway, where is Only JS now? Well, JS is still uploading on her TikTok, Instagram and YouTube with a combined total of over 20 million followers. She's also started her own clothing brand, and although her content is still doing well and gets a lot of views, it's nowhere near the amount she used to get, and from the comments on her videos, it appears she's getting a lot less hate. And this might be due to a more recent video she had uploaded talking about the situation, where JS actually takes accountability for the things she did.
Privately, but I also feel like this is something that I need to do in front of you guys. So today, I'm here to take full responsibility, accountability, and apologize for some of my past actions, as well as provide the full context around some of those actions. And by doing that, I'm not trying to excuse, justify, or even condone anything. This video is just to explain some of the situations that have been talked about, but not by me.
And in my opinion, it is a lot better apology than her original ones. Next, we have both the Lopez brothers, Tony and Andreas. We'll start off with Tony. In July, a victim who was underage came out and showed multiple Instagram and Snapchat conversations with Tony saying sexual stuff to her after knowing she was 15 years old, which he then apologized for on Twitter and Instagram.
First of all, just want to come on here and, as a young man, take accountability and responsibility for my actions and know that they were wrong. Understand how shitty I'd feel. I've never had malicious intent ever with whatever I've done.
But it didn't stop there, as after this 3 more minors came out and said that similar things had happened to them with Tony and supplied evidence in the form of Instagram and Snapchat messages. Tony then got sued and tried to deny all the allegations, even though he apologized twice before, so if he didn't do it, then what was he apologizing for? They were also suing Chase and Thomas, the founders of the Hype House, for negligence, basically seeing what was going on and pretending they didn't know. But it wasn't just Tony, as in January of 2021, 2 victims came out saying that Andreas had done stuff to them, with one of them even being 14 years old. And at this time in 2021, they weren't getting sued because they were threatening the victims, saying things like, "We have the best lawyers in California that could beat any case," even saying, "This whole thing seems like a money grab to me. I'm going to fight this to the very end. I will not allow them to continue to slander my name and attack my character." But then a phone call got released of a victim's mother talking to Andreas.
14. And you are how old?
23.
Yeah. You know what can happen to you?
I do.
You can end up in jail.
I do realize that.
And then another victim came out saying that Andreas had sexually assaulted him, and after trying to explain his side, people decided to side with Andreas, with the main reason he decided not to give Andreas a lawsuit being that the police said what Andreas did was considered gross lewdness, which is when Andreas decided to deny all the claims completely and tried to flip it on the victim, saying that they were the initiator. Both brothers were then promptly kicked out of the hype house, but from the video it seemed like they weren't taking it very seriously.
Sad announcement.
Yeah, we just started too. This is my time to shine, alright? This is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna go down, alright? I'm just getting my own crib, alright? Because I live in a office space, alright? Dude, that's what this is. That's what this is. I got tired of it and I want my own damn place. I'm not living in an office space any longer.
Moving out, they're getting their own place. It's gonna be sad, honestly. When we had this first discussion, like, actually very sad.
But where are they now? Well, there are hundreds of videos exposing them on YouTube, but they both still have all their social media accounts with a combined total of over 45 million followers. And it seems like most people have forgotten about all the allegations, as there are mostly positive things in their comments, with the negative comments slowly fading away throughout the past couple years. I also want to say that there have been no criminal charges brought to either brother, so all that I have said about them is alleged and are still allegations. Finally, we have Sienna May. In May of 2021, the first allegations came out from a tweet by Mason Rizzo, who was a friend of Jack Wright.
I struggle with seeing a girl getting praised after texting my best friend to kill himself and sexually assaulting him numerous times after he set boundaries, and then repeatedly wonder why he doesn't like you back. She also has a history of verbally abusing people in high school and in LA. She prioritizes the growth of her platform rather than the positive message she represents herself as. Followers should not be an excuse to get away with behavior. You guys all deserve to know the truth about her.
The tweet was also retweeted by Jack's brother saying,
"This is why I couldn't just let it go and stay out of it."
Sienna then responded with an Instagram post saying, "Friends fight and relationships sometimes change, but allegations of a criminal act are not just thrown around loosely. Making an untrue sexual or claim is never okay. I'm beyond saddened by this situation. In order for us to move on, I will be taking this offline with Jack. Thank you to all who have reached out with love and concern." This was not received very well and was deleted shortly after posting it. She then had another response in 2021, this time being a video in which she completely denies all the accusations made by Mason's tweet.
"I unequivocally deny the allegations that I sexually assaulted Jack Wright. I have nothing to apologize for because I did not sexually Jack Wright. Jack never confirmed or denied it, which makes the situation even worse because he never denied it knowing that is not true."
She then goes on to say that she didn't use Jack, but someone else did.
"But you know I did not sexually you. We both know what happened, and we both know who it was, and we both know that I was not at that gathering that night."
But it wasn't looking good for Sienna when a video of her got released by a friend of Jack's, allegedly showing her groping and kissing an asleep or otherwise incapacitated Jack Wright. Sienna then responded to this, claiming that Jack was not unconscious at the time she started kissing him, and that Jack kissed her back on his own accord, which is something that Jack would later talk about in his video, where he said that she was lying and that he was indeed unconscious. She then posted a second response where she continued to deny all the allegations, using previous videos of them being, as she says, touchy-feely to try and defend herself.
As you can see here and anywhere online, Jack and I were very touchy-feely with our friendship. This is the way that we interacted with each other, and it is in any video you go watch of us.
But just because you've been like this in the past with someone, in no way means you can do what she is accused of doing. After this, Sienna takes a month break from social media just to come back with arguably the worst return video ever made, where she is saying some random stuff about her changing or growing as a person while dancing. She didn't even mention Jack at all in the video, and it was all about herself and what she's been doing, and as you can guess, this was not received very well, and she took the video down shortly after posting it. And then everything changed in January of 2021 when Jack Wright put out a video titled "What Sienna May Did to Me," explaining what he went through and his side of the story.
I wanted to share what I went through with Sienna and my side of the story. The Hawaii incident happened where I was passed out unconscious almost like the whole night. She got on top of me, took advantage of me, groped me. I'm so glad they pulled her off of me. So two friends wanted to take her home, and while the car was moving, she jumped out of the car, rolled, and said, "I have to get back to Jack." So I ran back to the house, and I was like hiding from her, and I was just waiting for her parents to finally pick her up. When I was sound asleep, she'd come into my room and I'd wake up to her hand in my pants. And it wasn't like the only time it happened too. Since everything was brought to social media, multiple guys came out to me and said that Sienna did similar things to them. And basically I'll show the text right now.
With him ending the video saying,
I don't know if she'll ever be sorry. I don't know if she'll ever learn from what she did or she'll ever admit to what she did. I just don't want her to do this to other people. If you've been through a similar situation as me, I encourage you just to speak out to anyone. And trust me, it helps so much.
After this, Sienna continued with the poor responses, posting an extremely long written response in which she continues to deny the allegations. And throughout all of this, Sienna has said that she has been falsely accused of assault by Jack in order to try and ruin her reputation.
The goal of this whole plan is simple: to cancel me and ruin my image. Your friend's claims and underlying attempts will not work because the truth is on my side.
But what happened and where is she now? Although she has still got her social media accounts adding up to a total of over 14 million followers, her follower gain has completely stopped as she now either loses 100,000 followers a month or stays the same. On the other hand though, the negative comments have slowly faded out, with most people either being confused as to what happened or wondering why everyone just forgot about the situation. My theory for this is that she lost a lot of followers, but the new ones she gained back have no idea of what happened and don't really want to take the time watching a whole video about the situation. I also have to say that no criminal charges have been brought to Sienna, so all that I said about her and the situation was alleged and are still accusations. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. If you did, please like and subscribe, because one day I want to high five The Rock.